guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Welcome to the video. Today we're going to do something that we haven't done in a while here on the YouTube channel. We are going to be ranking card combinations inside Clash Royale, more specifically the top 5 card combinations inside the game. So what the heck is a card combination and how am I judging this list? Well, 3 simple rules. Card combination are 2 cards that you generally play at the same time inside the arena. Rule number 2 is we're not going to use one card multiple times on the list because I could have Xe NATO, Baby Dragon NATO, and so on and so forth. Just going to be one opportunity per card here on our list. And number 3 is this is going to be a recency bias type list. I've done a couple of these in the past, but it's been many months since I've done that. And again, in those videos, we have like the double prints, some of the traditional combinations like Ice Golem and Hog Rider as well. This is going to have some recency bias in it, meaning these are the best card combos right now inside the game at the time of this recording inside the year 2020. So without further ado, why doesn't this guy just shut up and get to the list?
It's done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
So coming in at number 5 is Ice Wizard Tornado. I decided to pair the Ice Wiz with the Tornado over the Baby Dragon, over the Executioner, as we mentioned earlier in the intro, because I just feel like the Ice Wizard plus Tornado for 6 Elixir gives you so much defensive value. Of course, both these cards, can be played separately, but you don't really see that. Unlike the Baby Dragon, which is in plenty of decks without the Tornado, the Ice Wizard almost exclusively appears in meta decks, at least, alongside the Tornado. I don't need to tell you guys how effective the Ice Wizard plus the Tornado can be to basically stopping any sort of incoming push, whether they're fast, swarmy units or a slow beatdown push. Even though both card in a vacuum, the Tornado and the Ice Wizard, don't put out a ton of damage, when you combine them together, they do a surprisingly effective job at shutting down opponents' pushes. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, defensive card combos inside the game remains the Ice Wizard plus the Tornado. If you haven't tried it out, sub those 2 cards in your deck and let me know what you think. Guys, that's why it comes in at number 5 on this list. Coming in at number 4 is definitely one of these newer combinations that we spoke about earlier, right? It is the number 1 win condition in the game right now, and this is going to shock a lot of you guys. Granted, the use rates are only 4% on this card, but the win rates are 62% on this card, the highest inside all of Clash Royale for any specific card at the time of this recording, and that is the Goblin Giant. Want to guess which card I paired the Goblin Giant with, guys? Alright, you know as well as I do, it's Sparky. Sparky is really effective right now in the game. It's funny, the first year or 2 of Sparky's life, we kind of looked down at her. A lot of people, not yours truly, but a lot of people referred to her as, I hesitate even saying it, a trash can on wheels. You shame on you if you've called Sparky a trash can on wheels. Shame. But in all sincerity, guys, Sparky and Goblin Giant have become really married to one another inside the game, right? So basically, you don't see oftentimes the Goblin Giant, just like Ice Wizard NATO, you don't see that Goblin Giant without Sparky, and Goblin Giant does so well with Sparky. There's a reason you see them together, because if you have Goblin Giant and Sparky together, the Spear Goblins inside the backpack of the Goblin Giant are going to help defend Sparky from really anybody trying to get over to her. The Goblin Giant is one of those rare cards that is, the Giant oftentimes offers you better value, the regular Giant versus the Goblin Giant, maybe 9 times out of 10. But when paired with Sparky, things change. The Goblin Giant, for that 1 extra elixir, ends up providing so much more value. Goblin Giant Sparky comes in at number 4 on today's list. Talking about high win percentage, check out number 3 on today's list. One of the highest win percentages, number 3 inside the entire game, is the Graveyard. And it's really not because of Graveyard Freeze. Graveyard Freeze is still completely viable inside the game, but it's really Graveyard poison decks that are dominating the game right now. That's why Graveyard Poison is our next card combination in the game. So Graveyard Poison isn't always being played together, but what a lethal combination, because Poison just so happens to kill about 75% of the counters to the graveyard. There's a reason that Graveyard and control decks in general are in such a strong spot inside the game, guys, and it's because of combinations like the Poison and the Graveyard. Right now in the meta, there's a lot of swarmy cards. As a matter of fact, talking about win rates, the Goblins are the number 4 highest win rate card in the game, and we thought Goblins were dead. At least a lot of people did. Maybe you're one of the believers, but they're actually back and doing well. So many Goblins, so many Magic Archers inside the game right now, so many Bats inside the game right now. Graveyard players are loving it because they can all be poisoned. So Graveyard Poison is really in one of the best positions it's ever been inside the game here in 2020. That's why it comes in at number 3 on our list. Coming in at number 2 on the list, and this was a really close one. As a matter of fact, right now in this recording, I'm looking at number 2 and I'm looking at number 1, and I'm thinking to myself, do I want to put it number 1? But I just can't because of the longevity of the combo. It's only been viable for about 2 or 3 months, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but this is a big one, and that's right, it is Battle Healer Night Witch. Battle Healer Night Witch is such an annoying card combination to deal with, because even poison doesn't kill it, providing the battle healer has anything to target. Forget about fireball, you need a rocket to deal with that card combo. It is super annoying to deal with, and there's no surprise that the number 2 deck right now inside the game, actually I think the number 1 and the number 2 deck in grand challenges right now inside the game, both includes this card combination. There's other versions as well, with Elixir Golem, without Elixir Golem, with Ram Rider, without Ram Rider, but either way, the Battle Healer and the Night Witch is such a tricky combination to deal with, even in double or, geez, even triple Elixir time. If you drop that Night Witch and Battle Healer at the bridge, Battle Healer leading the way, healing up all those bats, healing up the Battle Healer herself, and healing up the Night Witch, it is a pain to deal with. It is such a strong card combination. The Battle Healer in herself, in a vacuum, without considering the Night Witch, is just an average card, maybe a little bit above average, but when you put that, this is what combos are all about. When you put that average card with another maybe a little bit above average card in the Night Witch, they create such a tremendously powerful force as a duo. So that's why they come in at number 2, could be number 1. Coming in at number 1, could be number 2, but number 1 for this video is going to be the Miner, but not with the Poison. It's actually going to be with the Wallbreakers. Wallbreakers are a dominant card for 2 Elixir ever since they reworked them and reworked them and reworked them. Reworked them. They finally found their spot inside the game, and hey, guess what? They're pretty good. They're actually really good, and oftentimes with those wall breakers, sure, they're being played naked at the bridge, but a lot of times, especially in double elixir, similar to minor poison, you start seeing those minor wall breaker attacks almost every other play, it feels like, at least when you're on the defensive end, and you have to contend with that, right? And it can be annoying. I mean, you have to basically have the exact correct answers in hand at all times, or 1 if not 2 of those wall breakers are going to connect to the tower. So a 5 elixir push, that's what makes it so lethal. It's only 5 elixir, 3 for the miner, 2 for the wall breakers. Quick math, 5 elixir, and man, that can do so much damage, and you have to react quickly because those wall breakers move so damn fast. You just have to be ready for that combo, and it can be certainly annoying to deal with as a defender. You always have to make sure, again, you have those snowballs, those skeletons, whatever in hand to respond to it. In my eyes, it is the strongest combination inside the game right now, certainly in terms of offensive utility. We talked about defensive utility in the Ice Wiz NATO. Well, flip it, pull a 180 there, right? About face, look at the offensive end, it's right there in my eyes. Night Witch Battle Healer, and minor wall breakers. You could flip a coin, but both are tremendously strong right now on the offensive side of the arena. So guys, what do you think? What do you think of my list? Did I miss an obvious combo of cards? Again, we know all like the OG combos in the game, like Xbow Tesla. Maybe you could have put that there. Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. But again, Magic Archer is super strong, but what is the card that combos with him right now? These are the best 2-card combos that are almost always played in quick succession from one another. Guys, tell me why I'm wrong in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner in Stutts Royale. Thank you so much, and as always, take care, guys.
That's all, folks.